Holy cow, look at that. Ooh crap, oh crap. How's it going, folks, and welcome back to another episode of Trufflez Technical Minecraft. I hope you're having a great day, because today we are going to be finally finishing up the mob system. Last episode, I believe we built that thing up in the sky there, or maybe that was 2 episodes ago. It's been quite some time. So far, pretty much everything has been built, and the only thing we need to do to finish this thing and make it fully operational is to hook up the redstone in the center column here to make the water turn on and off. And since we already have the catch basin at the bottom of our drop chute already built, the only thing left to do on the other end is to set up our water streams, which will come all around here, and maybe set up a little bit of an item sorting system. So let's go ahead and pop into a crave testing world so we can make one of those. Alright, we're here in the crate testing world, and yeah, I am moving kind of quickly here because I don't have a whole lot of time. But yeah, this is the design that I came up with. It is extremely simple. It's a very fairly old design for an item sorting system. So actually, that's the wrong item. That should be rotten flesh. But anyway, we have 4 items currently being sorted out. That's rotten flesh, bones, arrows, and gunpowder. And this 5th chest here is for sorting out every item that is both stackable and also not included in our filters. So anything that isn't included here will just get dumped into here, and anything that's stackable, such as armor, tools, will get automatically sorted out by this non-stackable item filter, and then it'll be sent into this lava to be destroyed. This is kind of a customized design. It's not exactly original because someone else smarter than me came up with this, but I did modify it so that we can use it for water streams. As you've seen earlier, I've also modified the filter so you only need to have one of each item in each filter. That way, since we're kind of poor right now, I can put just 1 gunpowder into that hopper. I have tried other methods of sorting items, such as Isle Mango's like double speed hopper thing. It's really cool, but unfortunately it takes 5 full stacks of whatever item that you're sorting out, and that was just not going to work. In fact, I don't even think we have 5 stacks of gunpowder. But anyways, folks, that is the design. Let's go ahead and hop back into the survival world, and we'll get this thing built. Man, I just realized that we are totally out of hoppers, so I'm over here sacrificing the potion lab. Alright, so this is the room that we're going to be putting our storage system in, and, well, everything else is pretty rough so far, but let's just go ahead and plot out how we're going to have our chests laid out. Alright, so now that we have that space cleared out, let's see if I can actually make this from memory. So we're going to need 2 more layers of hoppers. These will be going into the chests, and the second layer is actually going to be a little bit more difficult to set up. So I have to come back here and place some blocks, which I'll be putting comparators on. Wow, looks like we have just enough. Actually, we do need more comparators, so this is actually not enough. But anyway, on the back here, I'm going to be putting hoppers facing into those comparators. And I don't have nearly enough concrete, so we're going to go over here to the device we built quite a while ago. I really hope there's water down there. Ooh, okay. And then let's go ahead and put in the rest of the blocks back here. What this basically does is it extends the signal from our comparators an extra 3 blocks. It'll get detected by a row of repeaters, and now that I'm thinking about it, I should have actually put the repeaters on first. Kind of like so. And then we'll put this last block in place. That's going to make things a little bit easier for us. And all that's left to do here is put a block running this way, then run a line of torches along the back here. So for our filler item, I'm actually going to be using polished granite because it is possibly the last thing that you will ever want to use for any purpose. And then I'll put 1 of the item we're going to sort, in this case rotten flesh. And I'm going to do the same thing for the rest of our item filters here if I can get these items stacked correctly. Just put a bunch of filler items, and this one's going to be bones, this one's going to be arrows, and the last one is going to be gunpowder. Yikes, that is kind of a mess, but you know, remind me again how many times we live. So let's go ahead and do the last part, and that is to run the ice connecting the portal and the item sorter. And I'm just going to make it out of cobblestone for now. It's just a temporary solution, but you know what they say about temporary things. Okay, so it's been about a month since the previous cut. If I sound totally different, that's probably why. I'm going to get to testing this out in a little bit, but I do want to show off our new beacon that we finally got. Yep, so we actually did manage to grind out all the iron and gold that we needed to in order to get up to haste 2. So now we have that. That is really fantastic. And we also have speed 2, which is even more fantastic. So if you've noticed that we're basically flying around this place, Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw in about 3 stacks of cobble and a couple of stacks of rotten flesh and hop through this portal, and we should see that stuff spewing out the other side. Now, if everything works correctly, it should be going into the respective chests. Let's just load the chunks on the other side and see how this is going. Oops, it looks like it's actually bypassing the correct... yeah, we have some items being picked up by this hopper, but it looks like some of them might be ending up... Yep. Some of them are ending up in this last chest. So that's because of the cooldowns that these hoppers have. It's a little bit unfortunate, but it's actually a little bit more of a pain to prevent that from happening. So as of right now, this is not too big of a concern for me. This thing's still broken or what? Oh, it is definitely broken. There might have been an update that broke that. It seems like every other update that thing breaks. Anyway, let's just take a look at what we need to get done here in order to finish this thing, and then maybe we'll be able to run it for a little bit and see what we get. Right, so I've actually shown this off before, but this is basically powered by this long chain of observers going down the middle of this thing, and there are dispensers in the middle that have water. We can turn on and off these dispensers via just one fence gate up there. Now, we could just use what I have set up here, which is a regular, just a torch clock, I guess you could call it. It turns on and off at equal intervals, but what would probably be a little bit better than that is a clock that can regulate how long the water is actually on the platforms for. Alright, so I've gone ahead and come up with a design for our clock circuits. This thing is actually simpler than the one that I came up with for the first video, so if you have seen that video, then this might look a little bit different to you. But it does still use the same clock that I came up with for the first one. I believe I invented this thing, to be honest. It's a fader burnout here, and then the output from the fader burnout goes back in, feeds back, and that's how we get a clock. But the nice thing about this is you've got 2 different delays. On this side is the delay for the amount of time that there's no water in the mob farm, and on the right side is the delay for how long you want water to be on the platform. So let's go ahead and turn it on, and immediately the water will be shut off. That will allow mobs to spawn, and this is a fairly long delay, but it's not too long, so I'll just go ahead and stand in here so we can watch the system work. So we actually get flushed not entirely to the edge there. I could probably adjust the timings a little bit. Again, the whole timing aspect of this can be adjusted a lot, but it is simpler than the previous design, so I think I'll go ahead and do this in the survival world. Alright, so I've actually gone ahead and set up a little bit of a circuit here that it looks nothing like what I came up with in the creative world. Yeah, well, I ended up doing something with hoppers instead of using comparators, but, you know, this is actually so much easier to tune because... I mean, even though this is actually a lot bulkier and way more expensive than just using a bunch of comparators, you can just put in however many items you need in here and however many items you need in here, and that will set the timings for both the parts of the circuit. But anyway, I think we should probably just AFK here for a little bit or turn the farm back on and see if this thing is working properly. And they should be coming in here any moment, but, you know, truth of the matter is we have so many unlit spots and caves and stuff that we might just not have very good... Oh, there we go. We got 1 creeper. That's it. Hopefully the water starts flushing them down sometime soon. Oh yeah, here's the water. And... nothing. I think the creepers are actually really resilient to getting washed off of that platform. Either way, folks, I think this is actually working. I'll just have to adjust the timings to get the efficiency rates up. Another thing we can probably do is figure out exactly how far away from the farm we need to be in order for mobs to start spawning. I know that we have to be at least within 128 blocks, but I don't think that mobs spawn within that that far of a distance, so we'll have to figure out exactly what the optimal ranges are for this thing. But anyways, folks, there is a lot of stuff that we didn't actually cover today because of the whole month gap between episodes, so I actually ended up doing a whole lot of things off camera that I'll have to get to next episode, but definitely stay tuned for that. But until then, folks, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.